Going to switch on the machine. We have it plugged in here, 220 volts. Right here, these two switches. On and on. There we have power to the machine. Okay, now we have already put our gelatin inside of here, and we have heated it for 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours. We would check. Normally we will check, take off this cover, check to make sure that all the gelatin has been melted and is uniform. So we make sure this lid is tight because we need air pressure there. We have already heated up the gelatin ahead of time, but normally we will
say about water. Water inside of the tank.
Oh yes, okay. So before we turn on the heat, we want to open this tank, and we will. This is the water that's used to heat the gelatin. We want to make sure that it's up to this level here, right at the bottom of the opening. It looks good here now. So this is before we turn on the heat. And we close that tight. And then we'll turn on the heat. In order to set our temperatures for heating and for cooling is both with this unit here. We are choosing today to use 55 Celsius for the heating because we have a lower viscosity of gelatin. So to do the setting, we have setting number 1 here, setting number 2 is here, 4.5. We want this to be at 5. We want number 1 to be at 55. In order to adjust this, we hit this button here, and then that will be the setting for the first, number 1. And to adjust it, we just use the down button. And after you get to the point you need to make sure to push this button again to input it. Now this is what I would call a anti-short cycle, but basically it allows the heating system to fluctuate by 1 degree. We push this again and it'll go to the next setting, see number 2, which we have at 5 Celsius. We'll just leave that alone because that's where we want it, and that's again is the fluctuation by 1 degree. And now we are there. This is we used 60 to try to get the gel melted faster, but this will regulate down to about 55 here coming up. So next we need to check first that we have this. This is a bag, a filter. We have used some here. There is a little bit of gel in there now, but we want to make sure that this has some working range here. It's still pretty open, so we chose not to clean it this time, but we want to make sure this filter is well, and also that the oil level is correct. We want to be covering all these coils. This is your transport oil. This is what we will be bringing down to 5 Celsius. So in order to get the overall oil to down to temperature, we're going to leave open valve number 1, which brings the oil just to this part, because we don't need to cool up here, and we don't need the pulse yet. Number 3 is bypassed. So we put in open number 1, turn on cooling, and turn on the pump. I will label these when we get this to the States. But so now you see that there is a little bit of air trapped in here. You can let that out by opening this. There you go. And now the oil is circulating throughout the system down to the tray and back up. We will let that get back down to 5. Things we have already assumed is that the filling oil is already in the tank. We're using sunflower today, right? Okay, so then, okay, now we want to, in order to, we should wait for this to come down? No.
You can start, it's no problem.
Okay, so now we need to bring air to the machine. Back here, We have compressed air. We can use the nitrogen here maybe too, but you open this valve. This brings air to the whole machine. So next, we want to start check for the filling oil's flow. To do that first, we use this regulator to bring the pressure up to 0.25. So, this on too? Oh, okay.
When you're ready to start.
When you're ready to start, okay. So we're going to bring this up to 0.25, 0.025 right there. Now we will open this valve here, which brings the filler oil to the head. And then right here, we're going to open this. This is a, like a needle valve for better flow control. And we're going to look here until we see flow coming through. That's, if you can see here, you have a good solid line. Does that look good to you? A little more. And then close this. Just want to make sure you're getting a good flow there. And we stop this because the filler oil is obviously what we're trying to save. So next, these going after or before? Yeah, open number 2 and number 4, which brings oil up to the top here again, but we also want to get our level back. So you open this until you see the oil come up. See, here we come again to there, and to close it. And then we want to open this.
Wait, what about the pressure?
What's that? Oh yeah, set pressure. Okay, so this is 0.02. Ideal pressure. Right there.
Yeah.
Then, now pressure is going to the gel. So now we open this about 45 degrees.
It depends from the viscosity of gel. If the viscosity too high, you will need.
We have a lot of air
You
in
will
there.
need open.
We see like there we have a good solid tube in the center. And now we want to get the air out, right?
Get the level.
Oh, get the level back, okay. So back here, open this again.
Not so illegal.
There you go. Now we are good, ready to start. So now I want to get all the air out of the system. What we do now is we're going to close valve 1 to try to get a lot of flow through 2. You should see a lot of air bubbles come through right there. And then you just oscillate 2 to try to get the air out of the system. It's looking pretty good. Yes, okay. So now you open 1 again. And ideally,
Clean the area.
clean this. Oh yeah, because this is waste. And we are about to hopefully make some capsules. Now, next we open this.
Yep.
And now we have filler oil going through there. And you pull back on...
No, clean again.
Oh, clean again?
Yeah.
Okay, getting a little bit more bubbles. Well, what is this?
Gelatin was fixed.
Okay.